Hey everybody, and welcome to Top Comics to Pre-Order in a Flash XL!
What?
This is an even bigger show, but we're still going to make it fast. But there were so many books coming out this week, we had to show them all, or at least all the big ones we wanted to make sure you knew about. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
And we're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And let's get going with this huge show.
Yep. We're going to start with Star Wars The Young Jedi Adventures, The Training Sessions. This is a hardcover that collects the 2024 and 2025 free Comic Book Day Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures comics that are drawn by none other than Mr. Andy Dugan. Plus, there is a new story in this called The Trees of Kashyyyk that is all new, never been printed before. Yep. Andy worked on this one as well. It sounds like a ton of fun. So definitely, this is a great book to get all of Andy's great work.
This is the first collected edition of anything where I did all of it.
Yeah.
So very excited about that. But there's another huge thing. DCKO is finally kicking off probably the biggest event for DC of the year. Mm-hmm. It's going to be heroes versus heroes to see who is finally going to be able to take on Darkseid. It's all been leading this ever since the DC All-In special. You don't want to miss this. But what you don't also want to miss is the Justice League, the Omega Act. This is a one-shot. This is going to be the lead-in to the DCKO event. This follows Time Trapper and all he's been doing between the Superman books, the Justice League books, and finally confronting the Justice League with what I'm guessing is the idea of this big tournament to see who can actually take on Darkseid. So that is 2 DCKO books you're not going to want to miss.
And then next up, we have 6 Age of Revelation books that are on FOC this coming weekend. Please stay tuned on Friday for our Comics from the Future video because we will talk about each one of these much more in depth. We just wanted to let you know which ones are coming right now, but we will talk more on Friday, variants and all that stuff. So we have Amazing X-Men #1. We have Binary #1. We have Laura Kinney Sabretooth #1. Long Shots #1. World of Revelation #1. And X-Men Book of Revelation #1. And I don't think these are even all of the books coming. There's going to be more after this, but you have 6 of them coming up for pre-order this weekend.
And next up, another huge one. This is Absolute Evil. You don't want to miss this one because this is the first one-shot from the Absolute Universe. And this time, all the villains from the different books are uniting because superheroes have emerged and they finally got to do something about it. But there might be someone in their ranks that is working for the other side. We do know that this is going to be our first appearance of Absolute Green Arrow. Yay. But also there's going to be many first appearances in here as well as a final concluding part that you're not going to believe. Yep. So another huge one, especially if you're reading any of the Absolute books, you don't want to miss this one shot.
Next up is Marvel Knights Punisher #1. This is from Jimmy Palmiotti and Dan Panosian. This is set in the same continuity as the current The World to Come book that's currently featuring Black Panther. But how did Frank go from the killer of killers that we all know and love to the man that he is in this story? And it says it's one of the most savage comics ever. So Marvel's doing a lot of stuff with the Punisher this fall, and this is one of them.
Next up, we have Harley Quinn x Elvira. This is a crossover I don't think anyone saw coming. This sounds really fun because it's by Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor, with art by Amanda Connor and Juan Sammy. And with this one, you have Elvira, whose show, her beloved host show, is on the chopping block. But what better way to get the ratings than to bring her new friend Harley Quinn on to liven things up a little bit. So another really fun crossover between DC and Dynamite with this one.
And next is Joker Harley Malicious Intent #1. And this is the sequel to Joker Harley Criminal Sanity. A year after defeating the Joker, Harley is still hunting serial killers, but she's doing it in a different city now. But when Gotham headlines about a new series of grisly crimes lead to speculation that her nemesis may have returned, she is going to come back and try to take care of it. Jonathan Crane, who is the head of Arkham, assures her that the Joker is locked up in his cell, but these crimes are still happening, so Harley's going to have to figure out what is going on.
Next up, we have Batman #2. Batman #1 came out today. Mm-hmm. Today is the release of Batman #1 by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. Fantastic first issue, but we've already read issue 1 and 2, and issue 2 may be even better than
Yep.
number 1, as it spotlights Robin and picks up on the thread that you saw at the end of issue number 1. Don't miss out on this one. It is a fantastic
Yep.
issue and kind of another one shot, but we're building to something pretty awesome.
And next is a new book from Mad Cave called Gunpowder Prophets. This is described as 70s style horror mixed with grindhouse action. This is about the two characters you see on the cover there, Huck and Marley. They help people from money, but for some reason their help seems to always involve massive amounts of property damage. In this story, they are tasked with rescuing the young girl you see there on the cover from a backwoods cult. But things turn weird when the super groovy leader's supernatural powers turn out to be very, very real.
Well, next up we have Dungeons and Dragons, the Fallbacks series. This is, I think, our first D&D book from Dark Horse now that they have the rights to it. And this follows our group called the Fallbacks, who are kind of your, maybe not the best heroes, they're what's left over. This is using the characters from the novel Dungeons and Dragons Fallbacks Bound for Ruin that is currently out, but this is the first time these characters are making their comics debut. So if you're looking for a new D&D book to read, this one sounds really fun.
And that's it for our top 10. Oh, no, wait, there's even more. So we have Return to Planet Hulk #1. This sounds like it's going to take place during the original Planet Hulk. After the Hulk escaped the Red King's deadly arena, he's going to face ferocious monsters and he's going to smash his way through machines and robotic terrors on on one of his most important battles on Sakaar. But there's two possible destinies for him. The Sakaar Son, the savior of the planet, or the World Breaker, the legendary destroyer. Which way is he going to go?
And next up, we have a fun Halloween one-shot, Strange Tales from Marvel. This one follows Nico Minoru, who is joined by her friends to play just a fun game. This one's called Who's Gals and Hydras, or Who's Howls and Hydras, which is like a Dungeons and Dragons. But of course, what happens? They start playing it, and some of the creatures from the game start materializing around them, and she's going to have to seek the help of Scarlet Witch to put everything right. So, another fun Halloween themed book coming up, this time using some of your favorite Marvel Magic characters.
And speaking of Halloween themed books, we have Hello Halloween. This is going to be from various writers and artists. This is part of the Hello Darkness series. And it's just another anthology series, but now, it's returning with another installment of bone-rattling horror. So we don't really know what the stories are yet, but it's going to be, perfect for Halloween. And it's also going to feature a brand new Graveyard Club story from R.L. Stine and Carola Borelli.
Next up, we have Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. The hit TV show and movie are finally becoming comic versions of that. This is written by Mikey Levitt, who is one of the producers of the TV show Tales of the TMNT, and sounds really fun. So if you're a fan of that, follow them over into the comics world.
Next is Imperial War, Imperial Guardians. This is another one-shot tie-in to the Imperial storyline. As the battle in Imperial rages on, Super Skrull finds himself at the center of a seditious scheme with consequences that'll be felt by the entire cosmos. But he's not the only superpower looking for answers. An unlikely team is on the hunt to avert disaster before galactic order is lost for good. And that's going to be the team you see at the top, which is going to be your new Imperial Guardians in that ongoing series coming later.
Next up, we have Gotham Academy First Year. This is a new 6-issue miniseries. And Gotham Academy was a book from a few years ago. Big hit following the school kids at a school in Gotham and all the craziness and dark things that happen there. This is actually going to go back and tell the first year of some of our main characters going to that school. So if you are a fan of that original series, this will be perfect. Or if you've never read it and you want to read a really fun book that is Batman adjacent, but may show some characters you're familiar with pop up as well, you don't want to miss Gotham Academy First Year. And it has the original writing team from that as well, so that's going to be really fun.
And next is a new book from Image called The Author Immortal. And this is about a guy named Hector Ramirez. He is a failed writer, but he gets the opportunity of a lifetime to help reboot the fantasy book series that defined his childhood. But when he discovers that the original author has mysteriously vanished into a fictional world, Hector is pulled into a realm where stories are alive and some are willing to kill to stay in control.
Next up is the Disavowed. This sounds really fun. Of course, you can see the comparisons on the cover to G.I. Joe, and that's kind of what this is, except for it is kind of billed as G.I. Joe meets the boys. So get ready for some pretty hard-hitting stuff as this group disbanded in 1989. They were like this elite force, this strike team called the Disavowed, reunite because their classic villains called Komodo has reared its head again, and they'll have to go after them. So if you're looking for maybe a little bit more adult and gritty version of G.I. Joe, this looks really fun.
And next is Marvel Black, White, and Blood and Guts #1. So you know the drill with the Black, White, and Blood books, but I guess they thought that wasn't enough. We got to throw some guts in now with it. But this is going to be another anthology book. In this one, there's going to be 3 different one-and-done stories. There's one from Al Ewing and Kev Walker featuring Blade. There's another from G. Willow Wilson and Devmalia Promanik, also featuring Blade. And then there's one from Chris Condon and Claire Rowe, starring Iron Man.
And this is awesome. This is a one-shot called Cold Slither. This classic band, everyone knows Cold Slither. One of the greatest bands to ever try to rule the world. Discover their true, well, kind of story of what happened to Cold Slither through the eyes of the band themselves. So it's kind of like a autobiography about this band who definitely were not Cobra's Dreadnoughts posing as an 80s hair metal band. But as Cobra is topping the charts and dominating the world, can G.I. Joe find a way to change the tune? So if you're looking for a really fun one-shot that I don't think is within any Real American Hero or the Energon Universe continuity, this is just a fun story about this fake band made of Cobra members. Don't miss out on this one. And that is it for our Top Comics to Preorder in a Flash XL. Whoa, it's in your face. So many big books we had to talk about, so we had to do an extra size show just to squeeze them all in.
We say it every week that this is a big week, you know, for comics or FOC or whatever. This truly is the biggest FOC weekend of the year because we could not whittle the list down to just 10, which is why we did this video. There's that many, and there's even more that we did have to cut out after 20, so definitely drop by Friday because we'll talk about a lot more.
We'll talk about a lot more. It's going to be a big show on Friday, but very important information. We'll tell you more in depth about all of those Age of Revelation tie-ins, the DC KO and all its variants. All of that stuff we will go over on Friday, so don't miss that. Make sure to like and subscribe. And head over to infinityflux.net right now where you can start placing your pre-orders. Now, things like my Star Wars book, it is not up right now. It's kind of inactive, but as we get closer to Friday, this stuff kind of unlocks as final numbers and everything are put into place. So keep checking back, but by Friday, everything will be up there. And thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see ya!